It's going through its toughest test yet, with Europeans losing their jobs and wages and pensions being slashed as governments impose tough austerity measures. It's all in the name of staving off bankruptcy and saving the common currency. But when it comes to cutting costs, it seems Eurocrats in Brussels aren't too keen on making sacrifices themselves. Our correspondent Tessa Arcelia has more.
This has become a familiar sight on the streets of Europe, symptomatic of the euro crisis. And now it seems that the tide of discontent is rising within the plush halls of the vast European Commission bureaucracy. Staff unions are threatening to go on strike after rejecting a proposal by the Commission or the EU Civil Service to save €1 billion over 7 years by reducing pensions, increasing working hours from 37.5 to 40 a week, raising the retirement age, limiting pay rises and cutting 5% of jobs.
Well, at the end of the day, they get a 1.8 pay rise proposal and they say it's not enough.
A union representing lower-paid staff says the media tends to lump them with the fat cats who get most from the EU gravy train. He wants the highest salaries of those at the top to be slashed instead.
The commissioners have privileges which the normal staff don't have. They do not contribute to their pensions. We pay 11.6% and they do not contribute anything.
But some politicians are astonished at the notion of a strike by officials they claim are feather-bedded, while ordinary workers are losing their jobs and face hardship.
They get excellent health care, free education for their children in private schools here, wonderful pension deal, and you wonder, people listening to this at home, looking at what they earn, and perhaps working 10 hours a day, these guys are grumbling because they're being asked to work 8 hours a day.
While they're perfectly within their rights to contest the proposed changes to their working conditions, what raises eyebrows is the fact that they're complaining at a time when millions of EU citizens are bearing the brunt of harsh austerity measures imposed by the very same institutions they work for. Not to mention the 23 million who don't even have jobs to speak of.
To remove one or two perks, to suggest that perhaps they take a slightly lower percentage increase is hardly going to bring the world to an end.
Still, union members are adamant they're getting the short end of the stick.
We are against putting everything on the shoulders of the secretaries. We think that the salary gap is much too high, and we would like to close that gap. And many of us would be ready to pay for it.
But whether European taxpayers share the same willingness to sustain the benefits of their civil servants in Brussels at a time when they themselves are forced to accept austerity measures is another question. Tessa Arcelia, RT, Brussels.